Hi, I'm Sarah Bulmer, a multimedia journalist, and I'm ready to work. When it comes to working in today's competitive media, I consider myself a runner, not a walker. I have lots of practice as a one-woman band, shooting, editing, and reporting. But I love getting feedback and building off constructive criticism because to me, good writing is all about knowing how to talk to people, whether it's one face, a family, or an entire community. I'm fluent in Spanish and I've traveled on 4 continents. I can tell stories about politics and those as crucial as illegal immigration and mold invasion. I've written for the web, print, and live newscasts. Please enjoy my resume reel. It's a problem that's growing and growing, according to at least 2 residents at 409 South Dodge Street, after an overflowing washing machine on the 3rd floor soaked the carpets of their bedrooms, hallways, and closets. When Amanda Kozlowski found mold growing on her closet walls, she called her landlord's maintenance team at apartments downtown and was disappointed.
I think he gave us like a couple quarters to like do laundry, and we're like, alright, thanks, like you did a whole lot there.
She did her research because no one else would. What she found might surprise you.
There are no standards that have been set for, taking a sample and certain concentrations in the air.
However, Iowa City has adapted some of its own. According to Beardsley, mold calls for attention.
If there's visible mold growing, that's a sign that you've got a problem and it needs to be cleaned up.
Since being in contact with Student Legal Services, officials at apartments downtown agreed to meet with the South Dodge tenants in hopes to hash out the problem. What sort of actions the rental company will take are still unclear.
I expect them in this situation to test for mold because it can be really dangerous if there's mold growing. And for the safety of their tenants, I think that should be a concern to them.
Officials at apartments downtown could not be reached for comment. Sarah Bulmer, Daily Iowan TV. When you think sushi, the first place that comes to mind probably isn't Iowa, where the closest ocean is about 1,000 miles away. Sushi chefs at Konomi in Coralville are trying to bridge that gap. Owner Tuan Nguyen gets fresh fish delivered 4 times a week and says they've adapted their sushi menu to a more Midwestern palate, a palate that isn't as familiar with raw fish.
We like to work them in slowly, get them a little bit of something cooked, and then a little bit raw inside, and then they would gradually work up to do like raw fish.
Perkins Heron, owner of Sushi Kitchen, says American sushi tends to be about sauces, an experiment with ponzu and hoisin, but mostly spicy mayo.
Spicy mayo is basically like Japanese ketchup, or for Midwesterners, ranch. It's like ranch.
This is the Godzilla roll, a perfect example of an American adaptation on sushi, with shrimp tempura and Philadelphia cream cheese on the inside. This is more traditional sushi, nigiri, a ball of rice with a slice of fish on top. Cold weather and a love for anything fried still makes shrimp tempura the most ordered dish at Sushi Kitchen.
It's crispy, it's warm, it's good for people that haven't eaten a lot of sushi, because it's not raw.
Some Iowans take solace in the perks of being face-to-face with the chef, and it's at the sushi bar where their culinary adventure begins.
You're talking to the sushi chef, so you know exactly what you're getting from it, and so that's different than most places that I've been.
Whether you think steak and sushi go hand in hand is up to you, but what's clear is that some Iowa sushi chefs have managed to take the intimidating idea of raw fish and transform it into something truly Iowan, a warmer and heartier adventure. Working 2 jobs and owning his own house, these are 2 things Dustin says he could never do in his hometown, a small city in southern Mexico. His journey here was marked by danger, but he says it was worth it.
Tuvimos que caminar, cruzar por las montañas. De ahí pues tuvimos que esperar, ya que estábamos dentro de acá de los Estados Unidos, tuve que esperar que nos recogieran una camioneta. La camioneta no me acuerdo cómo era, no solo sé que era una camioneta grande. Nos tuvimos que subir. Ya de ahí nos dijeron que teníamos que ir quietos sin movernos. Supongo tenían que pasar un lugar donde checaban.
He's 23, and not unlike many people in his age group, his main concerns were traveling and making money.
Una razón, simplemente yo quería conocer acá. De hecho, amigos me decían que personas que ya habían estado acá me decían que pues aquí se ganaba fácilmente el dinero.
And since moving to Iowa City 4 years ago, he's definitely been working. Between working here at Hamburg Inn and at his other job in Iowa City, Dustin says he works about 70 hours per week, which isn't uncommon for a recent immigrant, but it is necessary. Now, after 4.5 years of living and working in the U.S., like countless other immigrants, he might get deported after he was charged with a DUI this year. Right now, he's in the midst of his legal battle to stay in the U.S.
Yo pienso que la mayoría de los inmigrantes tienen ese temor de ser deportados algún día, entonces yo creo que todos tienen ese temor.
For now, he's paying a lawyer to help him, and his life in America is marked by uncertainty.
Que regresar a México, entonces mis planes no los puedo asegurar, no los puedo hacer con certeza porque pues no sé si voy a permanecer acá o me voy a mover para México, voy a tener que regresar a México. Pero obviamente tengo dos planes, si me quedo acá o voy para México, entonces si me quedo acá pues obviamente es formar una familia, ¿no? Buscar a alguien.
Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That's the American dream. Dustin is still trying to find it right here in Iowa City. Sarah Bulmer, Daily Iowan TV.